Play the intro music. I don't remember how the intro music goes.
I hate you.
Why? I'm gonna leave all this in. This is gonna be bloopers. What's up, gamers? This is the Last Level Gamescast. I'm one of your hosts, Jason. Alongside me is my main man, Phil. What's up, Phil? Say hi, Phil.
What's up, everyone?
I had some coffee earlier, so don't mind me.
Yeah, I need 3 more cups at this point.
All right, this is our podcast where we talk about video game stuff and things that tickle our fancy. Like Bloodbourne, right, Phil?
Bloodbourne, god damn it.
Oh, he's having fun with that game. So am I.
That game.
So this is episode 4 of our podcast. Today we're going to discuss some trending news this week. For the week, was this the first week of April? I want to say.
Sure.
Yeah, let's go with that. So let's get the annoying stuff out of the way. First up, Black Ops 3.
Oh god, who cares? Who cares?
Right? Is it just me? Like, people are like super excited about this.
So no, I will tell you, I'm excited for the way they're marketing it. So the shit they did with Snapchat inside of Black Ops 2, huge fan.
Okay.
Love the way they're doing that. I love the way that basically you added them as a friend on Snapchat and they sent you pictures and eventually like a little 10-second video with some teaser behind it. Amazing.
It wasn't like
love
a dick pic.
No.
Were you?
No. Those are the other ones on my Snapchat. Those are the other files in Snapchat. They're all dick pics.
Fair enough.
But like, I love that. Like the viral marketing of it and whatnot. I saw a teaser for it. Couldn't give a fuck less. Is the minute-long teaser they released.
Yeah.
Didn't care. Probably won't care when it comes around that thing.
I felt like I was in the Matrix. Like, it was like...
Yeah.
I was not...
And they were trying to weave in the elements of 1 and 2 and, like, words and...
I liked 1. I liked 1 a lot. And I was like, oh, like, the story was... That was probably one of the better stories out of the Call of Duty franchises.
Yeah.
And then 2, it just... It didn't... Like, the multiplayer was better than 1. But, like, we've talked about it, like, you know, ad nauseum about, like, just Call of Duty's multiplayer, Twitch shooting kind of thing. It's just
I heard the exosuits are going to be back. It was on...
Yeah, it's a futuristic Black Ops 2, which... Black Ops 3, sorry. But Black Ops 2 was in the future.
Yeah.
So it's even
it's a
further...
more future. It's a further future.
The
future 2-3.
The Borgs are here at this point.
Right, hopefully. I would rather that. I'd rather fight the Borgs at this point.
Well, there's Nazi zombies, so there's...
That's stupid.
I know. I know. But... Either way, I'm sure a lot of people are excited to hear about that.
I get it.
Yeah.
I'm done.
And as stupid as it sounds, I'll probably play it for the campaign.
I will. I'll definitely end up playing.
It's just
playing it. I'm not gonna. This year, I'm not going to get it when it first comes out.
No.
I'm gonna wait till it drops to like 40, and then I'll play it.
Yeah, that's true. Other news from GameSpot. So Tomb Raider's reboot sold 8.5 million total, and is a franchise record.
The remaster.
No. So I was wondering that too. I was like, wow, that's a lot for just a remaster. It's the entire... So when it first released...
Plus the remastered.
Which is still solid. I mean, because if you think about it, I mean, theoretically, if there was no next gen, over time, maybe it would get to 8.5 million. Maybe people would still buy it. I think more people bought it again to play remastered because I think it came out when there wasn't a lot of games like that for new gen. You know what I mean? And a lot of people that didn't get to play it for last gen probably picked it up too. So I thought that was good for them. And I guess
well, I mean, I guess that leads credence to why it became an Xbox exclusive, the new one. Because, I mean, so 8.5 over 4 different platforms, right?
Yeah.
And then plus PC, which we don't even know sales on because Steam doesn't release that shit.
Damn Steam.
Yeah, but I still love them. But so you're thinking 8.5, Microsoft came around, said, hey, here's X amount of money for the second one. Like, I get it. That kind of makes sense to me.
Yeah, and we're going to get
I thought it sold better than that, to be honest with you.
Did you?
It was an amazing game. I loved it.
Yes.
I loved it.
It really rekindled that fire of Tomb Raider, what Tomb Raider was. Because did you play any of the older ones for, like, PlayStation?
Uh-huh.
Oh, God, I love those.
They were way better back in the day.
Yeah, if you play them now, they don't... That's not one of those games that carries well.
No,
it's like... Holy
Pyramids
shit!
For tits.
That is.
She needs
Think
to have
about
big
the shooting.
tits.
There was like no aiming
there
reticle.
wasn't.
She just fired.
But back in the day, that was that was the
She
idea.
just fired. It's like, I hope it hits that hyena that's coming at me.
No, I played that whole game through with Bo. It was freaking amazing.
Yeah, that was an awesome game. Other news, I'm sure you might have. We kind of talked about this off the podcast, but the whole Angry Joe rant, the YouTuber Angry Joe versus Nintendo.
Yeah.
So for people that don't know, Angry Joe, he's a very, very famous YouTuber, and I've watched some of the stuff. I like him a lot. He posted a Let's Play of Mario Party 10, which he wasn't doing it by the right format from Nintendo.
Yep.
And so Nintendo went right in and said, hey, all that money is ours now, and you have to take it down. He wasn't happy. He vented on YouTube. And then Rooster Teeth did a video just commenting on it and things like that, saying that what he did was dumb, which, I mean, as much as people are going to get mad at Nintendo for doing this, they have every right to do this. And I think that's something that people don't want to accept. And I don't know. What do you think about the situation? What do you think about people getting mad that Nintendo wants a piece of their game?
Yeah. Yeah, no, that was a very interesting way to put it, a piece of their game. So I think it's interesting that somebody made content, like they made a game, right?
Yeah.
And you can play it. At no point does you buying it tell you can broadcast it. It actually, Nintendo specifically forbids broadcasting.
Yep.
Which Sony and Microsoft also do. They just haven't acted on it in any way, shape, or form. But as discussed previously, Microsoft, Sony, they have money from many other avenues. Unlike Nintendo, Nintendo has to protect video games at all costs because that's what it is. That's what it has.
Okay.
So I think it's interesting that people are mad they're not allowed to show somebody else's stuff
IP. It's their
and
IP.
get money off of it. So that would be like me showing movies at my house. I bought the movie, right?
Yeah.
But I'm gonna start renting out my house, and people can come in and $10 a ticket, and they can watch a movie.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna stand in the background, and I'm gonna say words the whole time because now it's my content.
Yeah.
Not how it works, right? I'm still talking over their content. I'm still showing things.
It's their IP.
I didn't do. Right.
It's their, it's their product.
Do I get the other part of it? Yes. People look at it as free advertising. They look at it as, oh, this guy's showing off this game. Other people are going to go buy it. I'm not going to pretend to know any of the numbers.
Yeah.
But if that was making Nintendo more money than the money they can take from the streamers, I'm sure they'd leave it alone. But if they're going to make more money getting a split from the streamers, then they're going to go for the split.
So I kind of wonder. I wonder that myself because I mean, one of the biggest things is that one of the biggest gripes is that YouTubers feel like, okay, it's not that much money for ad revenue that Nintendo would be getting in general, right? So having said that, I think more so, I wondered to myself, is it a matter of Nintendo just saying? It's not a matter of how much it is. It's the fact that, hey, we really own this, so we might as well kind of profit. It's them being a business. It's not them being anything else but a business. And I think people tend to forget that. Like, they tend to say, okay, everyone else is letting us do this, which that's the next thing I want to ask you is like, why do you think Sony and Microsoft aren't doing this? And why do you think developers aren't saying, okay, you can stream this, but we want some of the money as consistently as Nintendo's doing it and making it seem like they're the bad guy.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Well, I think Nintendo's the first one to really go down this path. Yeah. What's making them into the bad guy.
Yeah.
I think they all get here.
Yep.
Because you're out of your mind if Microsoft's going to watch all these people make a ton of money off of their games. I get it. It's your content. We are podcasting. This is our content, right? But I'm not going to take someone else's podcast, put a whistle in the background every 5 minutes and sell it to you. That doesn't make it mine all of a sudden.
Yeah.
You're right, I changed it. It's different. That doesn't make it mine.
Yep.
I think Vanilla Ice proved that with Ice Ice Baby. Anyway.
Wow.
So
throwback.
Yeah.
Summer Jams 96.
So I just think that it's going to be an eventuality for every company. Now, again, I think Microsoft and Sony see it more as promoting their first parties.
Yeah.
But again, let's look at like who Nintendo's going after.
Yeah.
they're not so much going after a Twitch streamer or someone watching Twitch or YouTube or any of that shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're going off of the parent and they're going off the kid and then they're going off the person that's already established in Nintendo world.
Yeah.
We get it. They're missing hardcore gamers.
Yeah.
So now why are hardcore gamers getting pissed off about this?
Yeah.
They've already sailed that boat. Like, it's already gone.
Mm-hmm.
Get over it. They still put out their action, their platforms, their well-known things that sell because they are already well-known.
Yep.
A game like Bloodbourne that just came out, Sony's not going to tell them to stop streaming it because no one knew what the fuck it was.
Yeah.
Like, you get your marketing and whatnot.
Well, the niche
right,
group
the niche knew, but
yeah.
nobody else knew what the fuck it was.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't see it.
Yep.
I didn't see ads for Bloodbourne until probably a week, 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Before it was, after it was already out.
Yeah.
So, I think this is an avenue they all explore.
Yeah.
And honestly, this is actually a let-up because Nintendo used to do it that no matter what, you were not allowed to stream their games, and anytime they wanted to, they put a stop to it. And now they implemented that whole approved by them. They get only part of the profit instead of all the profit.
So you look at it, and correct me if I'm wrong. You look at it kind of like they are opening up, but they're still kind of being a little bit restrictive about allowing you to use their content to bring in viewers and to get people. Because I get. And I get it, especially for bigger YouTubers like Boogie2988. I follow him. PewDiePie. He was pissed off about this too. Yeah. I get that like people watch their stuff and then they say, "Hey, I want to play that." Yeah. I just don't. From Nintendo's standpoint, I guess for them, I think they see it as, but we don't know how many people are actually doing it. You know what I mean? Like if they can't put a number on it, they might as well put a number on something they can put a number on.
Right.
And I'm okay with that. Yep. Like I really am. And it's one of those things where it does suck, and it's like one of those things where you can look at it and be like, wow, that's really fucked up that they're doing that, because no one else is doing that. But at the same time, they have every right to. You can't, like, be that mad at it and, like, not understand. Yeah. You know what I mean? If you're not going to understand that, you're just refusing to see the business end of it.
Right.
You know
can think it's stupid.
Yeah.
So you can think it's a bad decision in the way of they lose the press, they lose all that, the free marketing, that kind of crap. Like, that's perfectly cool. Like, I have no problem with that, and I kind of understand where that's coming from. But I think we're missing who they're selling to, and I don't think the Twitches and YouTubes of the world are who they're selling to anymore. I think they're past that.
That's true.
And I think more Bloodborne, Sony, Microsoft, the connected consoles have to be online, internet, easy share, that kind of shit.
Yeah.
Is who they sell to, so they don't have a problem with it. And trust me, I'll call it right the fuck now. Someone starts getting ridiculously rich off of streaming Halo. Yeah. We'll see what the fuck happens. Yeah. We'll just see. That's true. Someone makes their name off Halo, we'll see what happens.
Yeah. Rooster Teeth.
Right?
Red versus blue.
And what is that now, though?
Yeah. It's a company.
Yeah. It's them, though.
It's a company.
It's with permission from Microsoft.
Yeah. And I'm sure there was stipulations.
It's not some random people. Yeah, I'm sure they can't. I'm sure right now, if Rooster Teeth wanted to, they couldn't put all their guys in the middle, whip out dicks, and bang each other in Halo costumes.
Where is this going, Phil?
No, but what I'm saying is they don't have that freedom anymore. That's not a thing they get to do. That's Halo's IP. Nobody would get mad if Microsoft stopped that. Yeah. So someone's presenting Mario Party, Nintendo just doesn't want it. Get over it.
Fair enough. I'd just like to point out, it's 13 minutes into the podcast you brought up dicks.
I did. Also an orgy, so...
Yeah, that's true. That's
orgy
true.
and Master Chiefs.
That's fun. Okay. Kind of set what?
Can we talk about that for a minute?
What?
The Master Chief thing?
What about it?
So you seen the promos for the Halo 5 trailers, the two of them?
Yeah, we kind of briefly talked about it last episode. What about it?
Did you listen to this stuff on SoundCloud?
No, not yet.
SoundCloud? I think so. It's great.
So what is it exactly?
So basically, just in case everyone wants to listen to it for themselves, I won't spoil it. But basically, it's a reporter.
Spoil it.
Yeah. It's a reporter who's digging into Master Chief's life. Who is he? Where's he from?
Okay.
How to get there? And I'm assuming it's all
scripted.
The truth.
It's all scripted. Okay.
This is the hunt the truth thing, right?
Yeah. I was about to say, like, hello, Wikipedia.
Yeah, everything. But it's so far, there's, I think, 3 episodes up there right now. Yeah. All about 11 minutes long. I really suggest you check them out. And it's good. It's good. The acting, I think, is on it good. The way they're going about it with, like, oh, it's an investigator, blah, blah, blah. Yeah. It's good. And I'm going to tell you, I was not excited a little bit for Halo 5.
But now you are.
But this is definitely...
It's tickling your fancy.
Yeah, this is definitely getting me there. Because it looks like they're doing, at least this part of it, like the way they're marketing, the way they're doing it, way better. That's way better.
Now, do you know how many episodes they're going to release with that? Did they say it? I'm
No.
sure it's out there. Please, someone let us know.
So what is Guardians is still a couple months away.
Guardian, yeah.
So
October 27th.
Yeah. So what we got like 6 months.
Yeah.
So I'm sure if they release
more.
2 every month, there's going to be another 10, 12 of them.
Halo's one of those like franchises. They do a lot of like backstory. They do a lot of
well, they have all the books and stuff.
They love the lore, and a lot of people love the lore. Like I remember, there was that cartoon. It wasn't much of a cartoon. It was actually pretty, like the art style was really realistic. I forgot the name of it, but it was a movie.
Of Halo?
Yeah, it was a series of different ones.
Combat Evolved?
No, not the game.
No. They had the series, I thought.
Where it was like different. It might have been like different art styles for different episodes.
Okay.
I can't remember off the top of my head what it would look like, but it was just more backstory. It was more about like there was one just straight up about the Arbiter. Don't drop your mic. And other stuff like that. It was really good, and they're always good at doing that. And I think that's one of their best ways of marketing.
Yeah.
Instead of just straight saying, "Hey, here's our gameplay trailer," it's more like they're building the hype for that. And Destiny kind of bit off that. It makes sense because they're originally. Yeah, exactly. Halo's basically. I mean, Destiny's basically Halo.
Yeah, 100%.
Kind of segueing. I had a good segue until you brought this up. Well, segueing into different licensing properties and things like that. Did you see the story on Kotaku about what Amazon is doing to help out Crytek?
Oh, what is that? 50 million,
50 to 70 million dollars for licensing the Crytek engine.
Yeah.
I thought that was like. So, what do you think Amazon's going to do with that?
So, there's a couple things. So, Amazon has its
what's it called? I forgot the name of the box.
Fire TV.
Yeah.
So, or Fire. They have the
Amazon
stick,
Fire,
and then they have the Fire. Well, the Fire's the tablet.
Yeah.
So they have this stick and the other thing.
Can you stop moving? I have headphones on. It hurts.
I can't stop moving. So they could be trying to come out with killer games for it.
Yeah.
Right. So what does every platform have as exclusives? So maybe if they brought the Crytek engine over and they'd be able to do that. They could also do it to lure people in. So let's say you are a smaller developer and you make mobile games, right? Yeah. Amazon comes to you and goes, hey, you can use this engine for free. We'll help you. We'll support you with it. All you have to do is only put your game on our new thing. Yeah. They could be bringing it into VR too. I mean,
what's the likelihood? What's the likelihood? I was wondering this. What's the likelihood that they're supporting Crytek to make a Crysis game or something like comparable to start off on the Amazon Fire? Yeah. Or just be exclusively to the Amazon Fire? They could. The only thing I think about is they could probably profit off of getting it on multiple platforms, like eventually, but starting at Amazon Fire.
Well, that's what Amazon does. So Amazon tends to, at first, let me backtrack. Before their phone and before their tablet, they made stuff for everybody and just put it out there to get their name into like mobile computing and whatnot. Okay. And then as soon as the tablet came out and the phone came out, they kind of drew back a bit. Yeah. So just now can you watch Amazon Instant Prime videos on Android without having to do crazy shit. Okay. But it was kind of like hey, come to our ecosystem and you can watch your instant videos and blah, blah, blah. Whatever. Yeah. So it could be, Crytek, they could be doing that. I don't know. It depends if they're going to make a second go at a home-based console. Yeah.
It's one of those things where, everybody's trying. Everybody's trying to make like the Steam Machine and
Steam Machine's stupid.
Well, and that's the thing.
So dumb.
What do you think people are, other companies are missing that... Because you have those three main giants right now, right? Let's be honest. You have Microsoft, you have Sony, you have Nintendo.
Well, we'll call it Microsoft, Sony, Nintendo, and PC.
Yeah. Okay.
We'll lump
fair
PC
enough.
Together.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Different makers, they're just a lump.
But they're trying to make a console that is a PC console, but it's what I mean. Like it's its own standalone thing. Yeah. And why do you think it's not sticking?
So what I think one of the biggest problems is everyone's trying to come in on the cheap end, right? So they're all coming in with what was that? Ouya? Whatever. I can't.
That was a success.
Yeah. There was OnLive. There was Google. They had their own Nexus weird thing, and that failed miserably. Yep. And Apple tries to do games on TV, and that fails. Roku tries games on TV, that fails. I think once you hook it to a TV and claim that as your main thing,
Yeah.
then you have all the console boys going, well, I don't want to play that.
Yeah.
I got this other one. I already have that. The person who buys that already has that.
Yeah.
And then when you go to the PC people, they tell you to go fuck yourself. They'll just build their own.
Yeah.
So I don't see.
It's my rig, damn it.
Yeah. Seriously.
Yeah.
So to break into that market and to kind of get somewhere, like they have to. There has to be something drastically different. So maybe someone ships their console type like Amazon. They ship a console type with VR before anybody else does, with VR games that are ready to go with Crytek Engine. Something along those lines, and then it's just another one.
I'm just really interested to see what they're doing because Amazon's really,
and they'll do anything.
You can see it, like they bought out Twitch, right? Now they've got Crytek's engine, at least with the licensing for it. I always wonder what they're doing because they're always trying to get a piece of the pie.
Tablets, they put out phones, they will do and try anything to increase profits, and then they have a really good system with their base. Yeah. So their base keeps making them money, which allows them to go out and do these other things. But if they make another console, it's got to be something just way different.
Yeah.
Because you can't go against the three.
No.
Nintendo can't even go against the other two right now. They're struggling hard.
Yeah.
And then once you get into that PC space, it's not. So even like Steam machines, right? I can build.
Yeah, that's always in the back of my head. And I don't even have a PC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm always like, why would I do that?
I can build it myself.
Yeah.
And then just put SteamOS on it because that doesn't cost anything.
Yeah.
So why the freak would I? Why? What's the point?
Because the other thing I think about too is like you're building basically a PC, like a smaller PC, right? A big attraction for PC gamers is using a keyboard and stuff like that. Like I feel like, and they're when they make these consoles, they have a controller and it basically looks like an Xbox or a PlayStation controller. And I think to myself, like, no PC player is gonna really want to do that at all for the reason of like the controller for the most part, and for the fact that they can just do their own shit with their rig. And it's like, I don't know. I know that they're going to continue to try to do things like this, and maybe somebody will be able to throw it towards.
Maybe someone nails it.
Right?
Maybe someone comes with a crazy left field idea.
It's all about competitiveness too, because maybe somebody gets in on it, then it's like Sony and Microsoft and Nintendo have to rethink what they're going to do to now say, okay, now somebody else is in our mix. Yep. Like we don't just own this fan base. Now we have to figure something out.
What I would love to see, and this is going to be way left field. What I would love to see is from Nintendo, Sony, or Microsoft. Not so much an outside vendor like Steam logos or Amazon, but from one of the big three. Instead of giving us a console that we get rid of after X amount of years, I would love to start seeing
upgrades.
Basically giving us a box.
Yeah, and
then we can upgrade it. I know that gets a little rougher because you get into the PC space.
The techs, yeah.
But the thing that a console can give you over a PC is compatibility. So instead of getting a graphics card from NVIDIA or any graphics card from NVIDIA you want or AMD, Nintendo comes out and says, hey, so here's the deal. We're going to transition to the new stuff. Here's the new graphics card or new processor that you will need in a year from now. You can put it in or you continue to play your old stuff.
Yeah. And
then maybe we get faster upgrades.
Yeah.
So, because this way, instead of me having to justify $500 every 7 years, 5 for Nintendo, right? 5 to 7 years, we'll say. Yeah. Instead of that $500, I'm paying $100 a year.
Yeah.
And I'm getting, by the time I'm getting there, I'm already going to have something better than what it would have been.
Yeah.
Because remember, every like Intel right now is on a tick-tock. So every tick makes it better, every tock is a huge improvement.
Yeah.
And so you have what? About 3 of each inside a console span?
Yeah.
I mean...
Yeah. And, we talk about this all the time. Once a console comes out, I mean, it's already kind of outdated. Yeah. You know what I mean? When you think about it. It's an interesting thing. And I've always, been fascinated by the fact that, like, people are trying to, figure out a way to, combat consoles, the main consoles. But, we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah. In other news, Phil, did you see the Yoshi Yarn amiibo?
Yes, I did. It's adorable. It is absolutely adorable. I'll not be buying it. But it is adorable.
I am sorry, and this is gonna piss a lot of people off. It infuriates me, this amiibo thing.
Why? It's brilliant. I can't even keep them in stock.
I know, and that's the thing. I just don't get it. I don't get it. Like, I get the collector piece, and I get, like, it's one of those things where, and it's Nintendo, right? Yeah. It's one of those things where you're like, it's hitting everybody, every Nintendo hardcore fan.
What I love about it being Nintendo is Skylanders is already out there. Disney Infinity is already out there.
Yeah.
Amiibos came out, no one gave a fuck.
Yeah.
They wanted the Amiibos. They want the Mario. The
I think
Peach,
more so it's the rarity of it too. You know what I mean? Because they have the waves and stuff like that, which Skylanders do too. But Skylanders, they've been out for fucking forever now. You know what I mean? Disney Infinity. They've been out 2.0 and
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and even 2.0 there was still a little bit of like, oh, I want this specific one, but even so, like, it's still nothing compared to. Yeah. I still think, and I'm always.
The constrained supply.
I think Nintendo's notorious for that. Like, they're like, oh god, we're out of them. I don't know what happened. So we need more. We need more. Hold the line. Yeah. We need more. Like,
but I think that goes back to my earlier point of this is only Nintendo's revenue. Yeah. So to them, Amiibos stuck, not sold, just hurts them. So why not let them sell out? Why not get to that point? And I understand, you'll sell more if you have them made, if they're ready to go, right? People want them. Yeah, you're right. But unless you know that saturation point, some mystical power you have that knows the saturation point, then you're going to get stuck with a bunch of them. Yeah, and that's what I think Nintendo's trying to avoid.
Yeah, those brilliant bastards.
I'm more upset with the limited abilities of the Amiibos.
Well, because they're just what do you call it? They're like fucking counter. They just take up room right now, really.
Yeah, but
they have
you can play them in games.
But what do you mean by play them? All you do is just scan them in, right?
Right. So like, you scan in Mario, and he'll fight in Super Smash, and
I could just select them on the screen. I'm just saying.
Right, but this one levels up, and he keeps his level.
Oh, okay. See, I didn't know that. That's cool.
Yeah, he'll level up, and he'll keep his level and get harder, and blah 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 blah. That's cool. Yeah. What I wanted when it first came out was more of like, this is my character. So they had a chance to make almost every single game like an RPG game. Yeah. Where I could take my Mario, put him in Smash, use him, fight with him, let him level up in Smash, but as me, not as playing as himself. Okay. And then let me take that same Mario, bring him over to New Super Mario Wii U. Yeah. And use that Mario. And let me level him up in there, and let me get him stuff, and let me get him maybe items and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Go to the next game. Yeah. And let's just say, Nintendo's listening, and Super Mario RPG again, right? Yeah. SNES, amazing game. Not the point. Let's say they make another one, right? Yeah. Bring him into that. Okay. Now I can use him, and then kind of like what Blizzard is really good at is where, you put the amiibo down, and it says, okay, well, you own Smash, and you own X, and you own Y. Okay, well, you're going to start with this. You're going to get this bonus, or you're going to get that. So, like, in a lot of Blizzard's games, they'll be like, hey, get the new World of Warcraft expansion. Also, we're going to give you a pet in Diablo. Like, seriously, they do those kinds of things that...
Step into my web.
Yeah, that keep you in the ecosystem and keep you coming back for more. And that's what I wanted in Amiibos. Yeah. The current state, fuck them. I don't want them.
The gold one, not even the gold Mario.
I don't care for any of that. No.
Yeah, I don't. I would of all of them. I think I want Mega Man just because it's cool look.
Because nostalgia.
Yeah, it's true.
Because you're just like, oh my god, it's Mega Man.
That's terrible. I thought, don't hate me for this. I thought the Yoshi Yard ones looked stupid as shit.
I love them. They're adorable.
So I don't know if this is true with all of them or if this is because I read this. Forgot where, but. They hand make. Stop it. They hand make a good amount of them, I guess. Maybe not all of them, but they hand make.
That was the original. So that's what the original supply constraint was coming from. Yeah. Is they didn't have an automated, not to make them, but to paint them. Yeah. So they were being hand painted.
Yeah, it's brilliant. It's brilliant. That makes it
on purpose. Right?
Now it makes it artsy fartsy and not like manufactured.
A lot more.
Yeah. Jack that price up.
Yeah. So that was the original thing. That was the original reason why they were like that.
Speaking of...
Still want my RPG one.
Speaking of, companies' advantages.
Oh, God.
Really quick, final topic. besides, really? No, you know what? I'm gonna stick with it. Final topic. Timed exclusives. Okay.
Yeah.
So we kind of touched on Tomb Raider.
Yeah.
A little bit. That's going to be an exclusive for a timed exclusive.
Yeah, they still haven't said anything,
it's fall. Right? I mean, they...
Well, no, they said when it's coming out.
Yeah.
Or we think it's this...
Mm-hmm.
We'll find out.
I feel it's going to be like a...
They haven't said anything about the difference, have they?
8 to 10 months, I'm imagining. No, I don't. This is all guesstimation. I feel like they're going to steal fall. They're going to want people, for at least 6 months, I'd imagine. I think it's going to be 8 to 10 months. I don't think it's going to come on the fall next year. I think it's going to be like summer.
So, my idea behind it was actually next Christmas. So not the one coming up, the one after. So for 2 reasons. One.
So a full year.
Yeah, full year.
Okay.
To me, it's the smartest thing. What was that? Crystal Dynamics.
Yeah.
Makes that.
Yeah.
The smartest thing they can do because that allows it to be on Xbox One. It's exclusive amount of time. Right?
Yeah.
And then it also allows the PS4 one to include all the DLC, so the PS4 people don't feel pissed off that they got shorted.
That's true.
Also,
unless they release the game, then
and then
that would be dirty.
Then they'll release a remastered one.
Hey guys, we're sorry.
We didn't know.
Yeah.
No. But also, I think with Uncharted's delay into 2016.
Yeah.
I'm guessing right now we'll get Uncharted early in 2016.
Okay.
Because Tomb Raider on PS4 cannot launch around that. It has to be far enough away from that. Otherwise, it's just not going to sell shit.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Now, I think it's a bigger deal now that Uncharted got moved. It's a bigger coup for Microsoft.
Yeah.
To have Tomb Raider because, if you want that type of game this holiday season, you need an Xbox One.
Yeah.
Period. And I think that makes a big deal going into the Christmas time.
I think a lot of Microsoft kind of they do this with certain things. They do this with Call of Duty. They just did this with Dragon Age.
Time exclusive on Dragon Age.
You know what I mean? I think it's a good idea for certain companies to invest in this. My worry is, and I don't know if this is really going to happen, is so let's say for instance Tomb Raider doesn't do well.
But it doesn't need to.
Because they got paid.
Yeah.
I get that. But for Microsoft, they're going to invest all this money, and then they're going to have a pretty mediocre product. I think Tomb Raider is going to be good. We saw the trailer. We love the first one. It'll be good. Yeah. But it's one of those things where I think and they've shown that they're a little bit selective with it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know. I don't think Sony's ever had a multi-platform game that was
timed exclusive
like that.
Destiny.
Didn't that come out for Xbox One same day?
Same day, but they got timed exclusive stuff, and they got timed exclusive events. That was PS only.
Yeah? Okay, so I must have missed that. I didn't realize that. But I still feel like it's not always I don't know. When I always hear it, I always hear with Microsoft, which for me, I played Call of Duty. I loved it because I got all this shit. I was on time with it with last gen on my Xbox because of Call of Duty, because of Battlefield. Battlefield didn't do it, but shit like that. But it's one of those things where I wonder how many developers and publishers are trying to get in on that and say, hey, Microsoft, if you guys want this, or Sony, if you guys want this, early, you got to fork over a certain amount of money, because I think more than anything, let's face it, the consoles are pretty comparable to each other. Yeah. So now they're each trying to find a niche, which is clearly the games, right? For the most part. We can talk about peripherals, which we did ad nauseum last time, but, I think that's how they're going to try to, separate each other, make distance, create distance from each other, is trying to find these things that they can kind of grab at first. You know what I mean? Because they do all have exclusives, but, I don't know, it's one of those things where exclusives help and hurt, because you have the people that don't have both consoles that, miss out on certain games. But, you know what I mean?
Man, and this is going to sound terrible.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah, that's true.
If I'm Microsoft and you already bought a PS4, I need to give you a reason to buy my console.
Yeah.
Because guess what? Everything is pretty fucking similar, right?
Yeah.
And maybe not a timed exclusive is the best way to do it, or maybe that's not really what pushes you over the edge.
Yeah.
But if you're a huge Tomb Raider person, and you now, again, with Uncharted being delayed, you now don't have even another type of like game for that to play.
Yeah.
Maybe you go get an Xbox One. We don't know what the fuck's going to come for that holiday thing, right? We can all assume that it's going to be some sort of bundle, and it'll be $350, maybe $300.
Mm-hmm.
That time, right?
You're talking about
Xbox One for Christmas with Tomb Raider
this year.
Yes. Oh god. Yeah.
Oh, it won't be 300, but yeah.
I think with retailer deals it'll be 300.
Okay.
I do 100%. I do.
So you're saying, but you're not saying like throughout the whole Christmas season. No, you probably say like it'll be like a push.
It'll probably be like that for like 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Possible. Yeah. Definitely.
And so you're gonna have those people who are tempted into that.
Yeah.
This again sounds terrible. If Microsoft buys a timed exclusive, and it sells extra consoles for them, or it gets people in the door to Microsoft, they don't care what happens after.
That's true.
Their well-being is not them looking out for Tomb Raider as a franchise.
Yeah.
They're looking at it and going, damn, Tomb Raider did really well, has a really good name behind it right now. We don't have a game like that. Let's pick it up as a timed exclusive, get it associated with the Xbox name, and go from there. They're not looking like, hey, Tomb Raider, 3 games down the road, is it still going to be profitable, or are we still going to want to play it?
Yeah.
They don't care.
Yeah.
So I understand from a gamer's point, like, oh my god, it's going to ruin it, and why can't I play it on PS4 the same day?
Yeah.
Without this timed exclusive, we might not even be playing it at all.
That's true.
So, but I mean,
we're broke.
Yeah. So I mean, if this timed exclusive means we get the game in any fashion whatsoever, fine, do it. I don't care.
Yeah.
We can't get mad because a company made a business decision they felt was smart. Like.
Yeah, I mean. People would just
there's
a lot.
Get mad all the time.
Yeah. Why did you do this?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
But there's no reason for it. So like another great one, like Dragon Age, right? So they had the timed exclusive for the DLC, right? So I understand a lot of people's thoughts and feelings around it when it kind of got shed light on, and then they wouldn't talk about when the PS4 release was.
Yeah.
And then we found out it's going to be about a month after, a month or two.
That's not too bad.
So it's not a big deal, right?
Yeah.
But I mean, you could look at it either way. That like that's a terrible thing, and why won't they release on both at the same time? And blah 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 blah. Okay, or you could be like, well, then if I want a game in the future, maybe I'll go Microsoft. Maybe they'll get the shit sooner.
Yeah.
I'm surprised there wasn't more advertising around it. Saying that they get, and maybe they did announce exclusives before, because I know a lot of times when a game comes out, they'll say, like the Call of Duties, they always talk about it.
I don't get it first on Xbox Live.
No. So maybe that's the thing they're talking about now. Maybe that's the thing they're doing now.
Yeah.
But like, how is that not? To me, that's great, because if I own an Xbox, well, fuck you. I guess
it's true. No, it's true. I liked it because that was what I played multiplayer on. Was my Xbox 360. Yeah. I had no problems with it. And it always
again, it's salty.
What I do wonder that too is about that. I should say is how much it impacts their like final like sales.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Because you got to think like if it doesn't do well or like it's not worth trying to buy, they're gonna miss certain people, but again, I'm sure Microsoft is compensating them for that.
Definitely.
You know what I mean?
There's no way they're not.
Yeah, because it's like one of those things like, hey, we can do this, but you're gonna hurt our bottom line if
Yeah, and I get it. So like the other thing is I see a lot of, and like a lot of us when we talk about this, and God, I couldn't read more articles if I tried.
Yeah.
Is we are the people who do all that.
Yeah.
Everybody buying this shit, like 90% of them aren't.
Yeah.
They're not doing that. They're going, oh my God, it's on Xbox first. I need that.
Yeah.
They're not looking like, they didn't spend their 1 hour, break at work just looking at Kotaku. Like, that's not a thing for some of these other people.
Yeah.
A lot of the people where this money's coming from. But I'm sorry, if games are selling in the millions, they're not all us. Like, they're not all that niche.
That's true.
And I think we forget that when we talk about this kind of stuff.
Fair enough. You got a couple more minutes, or you got to wrap up?
No, we got some time.
Okay. So, one thing I saw today, a couple things I just want to bring up.
Yeah.
One thing I saw today, I don't know if you saw it on Eurogamer, that trailer to The Witcher.
No, I did not.
So, if you haven't seen it, and if you've ever seen a Grand Theft Auto, like the most recent Grand Theft Auto trailers that they had before the game released, where it basically gives you a tutorial of everything you can do.
Yeah.
Holy
it was like flashes,
shit.
wasn't it? The Grand Theft Auto one?
What do you mean? No, it was literally like a tour of everything. It was like,
okay.
welcome to, where are they?
Yes, got it.
Yeah, welcome to, where, I forgot what the fuck they are.
Are they
San Andreas?
I don't play Grand Theft Auto.
God,
It's
this is terrible. We play video games. We play a lot, I swear.
Yeah.
What do you call it? But it was kind of like, welcome. And it just, like, immerses you. First off, like, introduces you to the lore. Which, by the way, I'm wondering.
Witcher?
Yeah. And, like, it introduces you to that lore. It shows you, like, how you can combat things, your interaction with people, what's going on in the world. They bring up racism, like, 4 times.
Yeah.
And then it's just like, look at that elf. And I'm like, oh, that's terrible.
Yeah. Right, because elves are bad.
Yeah. They talk about, like, you can have sex.
Yeah, that was
you
a
can
good
have
thing
3
in
ways.
Yeah.
And it was like, because I've never played a Witcher. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I've never played a Witcher.
They're good.
And I'm just like, holy shit, you can do all this. Not the sex. I mean, you know, whatever.
You're going to make it happen. It's fine. You're going to have an elf 3-way.
There was this other crazy thing where, like, it looked like they were having a 3-way.
Mm-hmm.
And this girl had, like, blood all over her fingers. And she's feeding it to another girl. I'm like, what the fuck kind of seance is this?
So, Witcher's not a PG game.
Apparently not.
Not,
yeah.
Up that alley.
But all in all, like, the game looks like when I saw the one headline where it's like, oh, you could, if you do everything, it's over 200 hours. I can see why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That game is. I'm excited. I'm not gonna play 200 hours worth. No. I'm gonna play it.
So I did not beat 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I played 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I did not beat. I will again play 3.
Is it too much? Yeah.
It's kind of like, this is gonna sound terrible, but I never beat Skyrim because after about 90 hours.
Yeah, I beat Skyrim. I never beat Fallout.
Oh, I beat
Fallout 3. I never beat it. Oh wait, no.
I played through New Vegas.
Flip that. I beat Fallout 3.
Didn't beat
Skyrim.
After getting through like 90 hours in Skyrim,
yeah,
and then realizing that I was on like the second part of the main quest,
yeah.
I was like, oh fuck, I'm done.
You know why I stopped playing Skyrim? My fucking data got corrupted.
Oh, yeah, that'll do it too.
So I was playing on the PlayStation, they had all kinds of bugs and shit.
Yeah.
And every time I touched the water, my screen froze.
That's weird because I played on PC and didn't have a single problem.
Oh, shut up. I'm not buying a PC. Although,
it out there.
Fiance said I can get a laptop, so...
We will get that. We get that going.
We gotta hook that up. But yeah, I'm excited for The Witcher.
Yeah, it looks to be good. I'm nervous.
It's like Dragon Age meets fucking Grand Theft Auto. Like,
no, I was more thinking Dragon Age meets like a Mass Effect because you have better storyline, you have better like or maybe a Mass Effect meets Grand Theft Auto because you have more. It's going to be open world, but you have more like better story, better everything.
Yeah. Yeah, it was funny. It was like they showed one of the dialogues and it was very Mass Effect like because it was like it's like, what are you doing here, Witcher? He's at a bar and he has 3 options. One's like, shut up, I'll kill you.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm a Witcher, and the other one's like, I'll just buy everybody a drink. And I was like, fuck that, I'll kill all of them.
I will destroy this bar.
Yeah, like
because you talked to me.
That, and I'm gonna look forward to shaving my beard apparently.
Yeah, apparently it's got a beard grower in it.
Are we at that point?
Yeah,
like that's
so.
That's important.
Well, it's not
like
it's important, but
cool.
We've had this conversation a million times. Where do you go from here?
That's true.
And apparently it's a growing beard.
You think pubes is next?
Yeah, probably. you can shave them clean, and that'll affect the outcome of the sex scene.
Oh, that's true. It's like, whoa,
yeah,
you're grizzled.
Oh my god,
I'm not going. No, fair enough. This went off. Any other news you want to talk about, Phil? Anything else? What are you playing right now?
Oh god. So I'm playing Bloodbourne. Obviously, the game pisses me off.
AKA you mad, bro?
Yeah, I'm so mad. I gotta do a little farming, but
I feel
Saturn news.
Yeah, Saturn news. What is it?
Saturn news, and this is really, it's kind of upsetting because I know what's about to happen in my life.
Oh God, where's this going?
Diablo it's going to be starting season 3 tonight.
Oh yeah.
So that means I'm going to be starting over from the beginning, and then what makes it even worse is for the past season 2 that happened, Wizards sucked. Like they sucked.
Okay.
It wasn't fun to play. You couldn't do damage. You couldn't survive. Blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Season 3. Wizards
you
are
could
kind
see
of
his face.
Wizards are kind of amazing.
Yeah.
Way more powerful. They got way better builds, way better gear.
So they tweak. They mess with their attributes and shit like that, or they mess with the gear.
No, they mess with gear. So they'll up gear, lower gear. Or they'll change what gear says on it. And then the old gear becomes what they call legacy items, where it no longer drops in the world, but you can keep it as long as you keep it. And so they added a whole new set for Wizard. They added a couple new pieces. They changed around some wording. They changed around some bonuses. And
Beep, boop, 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 boop.
yeah, pretty much.
It's changed.
And God, I already know where this is going, and I'm gonna fucking play it again, and I'm gonna play the shit out of it again. And
yeah. Eventually, they'll get back to Bloodbourne.
I will. I think
it's
obviously because of the wedding coming up. I think after the wedding,
that's
will be some
true.
heavy Bloodbourne time.
Yes, Phil's getting married. Everyone.
Yeah, pretty soon too.
This month.
Yeah, what we what's today?
2 weeks. 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. We are 15 days away.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's got real.
We are 15 days away. So I think after the wedding, it'll be a bigger deal. Or the days leading up to the wedding. I got like 3 days off before the wedding.
Oh, that's good.
So
that's good.
Maybe I can beat it before the wedding.
Yeah, I mean, I got another month.
That'll probably piss her off. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'll. God.
What are you doing before the wedding? I'm playing games. I'm going to.
You knew me.
Settle my exactly. You knew this.
I gotta say, I don't want to keep beating that Bloodborne drum, but man, there's something about that game that has really resonated with me.
Can we talk about the free passes it gets though?
What free passes?
Okay, so we've all dragged an enemy about 100 yards.
I like to spin cycle them. So as I run, I see how many I can catch on to.
Yeah. I got a werewolf stuck on my gun and dragged him through like a good chunk of a level, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
It was like a souvenir. It's like I did this to your boys.
Yeah,
look what I can do to you.
Up.
Yeah,
And then,
I mean, it does have those, and there's some nasty frame rate drops. Like, it's like, oh shit, it's gonna break.
Yep,
it's gonna break. I feel like it happens a lot when like dawn's breaking or like this. It's going
that
away.
makes sense.
It's one of those things. Yeah, it's like one of those things where I'm like, oh shit, because the biggest place I noticed it was old Yarnum.
Are you going to drop a spoiler? Do we need to?
No, nothing crazy. It's just old Yarnum. Like, and, for people playing, they've probably seen it where you go to the right and there's like fire because there's so much fire animation going on. Where like between that and the sun dropping, like it's just like. I don't know if I can handle this, but I'm gonna try.
That I think. I mean, obviously, because of my current fight I'm up against right now, the camera is just beyond pissing me off.
It's one of those things like, and I've I read this on a couple of forums. Sometimes boss battles, especially, like it's good not to lock on. But then for me, like I feel like I have to lock on.
So
with a lot of them.
I'm not locked on, but the boss is so big it takes up the whole fucking camera. But
I just beat a bitch.
Pretty much. And then the other thing I've noticed is there's areas where you can see through the world.
Yeah.
Which still a great game.
Yeah.
But the loading times they still haven't fixed and they promised to. But
I do that, like, especially when I'm streaming. I don't like the load times are good for certain things. And I think for me, and I mentioned to you earlier.
Those words.
I haven't had more coffee. I need more coffee. But I told you words earlier about like
said words, but words.
The fact that I think for me, I get pissed, especially boss battles. I get pissed off that I die, and I think if the load time was any shorter, I'd rush through something even quicker and then fuck up even more. Whereas like it gives me time to reset my brain and be like, okay, I can do this.
See, I'm the opposite. This. I want to be like, get me back in there. Like, what the fuck?
But I think
because
that's part of it.
No, but you already have to run from East Bumblefuck just to get to the boss.
Yeah.
Make the load time shorter.
Yeah, that's true. I
got plenty of time to think when I'm sprinting through half of a world.
I mean, the final thing for me that like, it's weird because I think.
How did we get here?
We love Bloodbourne. Let's be honest, and it's so funny. Like and I'm sure people will say it eventually that we said that Bloodbourne wasn't going to be it for us, and like it is. But I think 100%. The biggest thing for me is that I can't remember the last time I've had a game really, really challenge me. I mean, really. Like I don't mean like up a difficulty because let's face it, like the difficulty is there. It's like default. But what were you going to say?
Should get on some WoW.
No, but I think for me, and I don't know. I've never been a fan of MMOs. Like I've tried, but that's neither here nor there.
If we played the MMO,
that's neither here nor there.
It's all community.
I think for like you talk about first person shooters, you talk about like adventure games and stuff like that. There's games that do challenge you, but for me, like you really have to think about a lot of stuff as you're going through. Like you really do, and you like have to look at the messages. You have to be careful of different things because it can happen like that, and I've never, not never. I haven't had a game keep me on my toes this long.
Yeah.
In a long time.
Are you gonna pick up the Dark Souls game?
I thought about
it.
Yeah, I thought about
the Sins of a Scholar?
I gotta beat Bloodbourne first.
I
definitely will. I think it's like what, $40? I think I might because it comes with all the DLC.
Price, I don't think.
Yeah, it comes with all the DLC, and I don't know if people can edit their own journals and leave messages specifically, like how they want to in Bloodbourne, but in the other one you can, and there's some funny shit I've seen on
you
Twitch
can leave
like you can write your own thing because everybody's words are pretty fancy, man.
No, you can write your own. I've seen some really dumb ones.
But yeah, we love Bloodbourne.
Yeah, but Diablo will forever have a hold.
Yeah, it does. It's funny. I'll come by and you're like clicking away and forgetting the world.
What you doing? No, my favorite is so at the end of a season, they merge the season in with your regular character.
I don't know what that is. But okay.
So you have regular characters in a season. They don't you can't cross them. Their seasons are completely separate. And so at the end of the season, they get merged into your normal characters.
Yeah.
And my fiance came into the room to me talking to myself as I'm trying to compare the different stuff between my normal and the season.
Yeah, you're normal.
And she's like, "What are you doing? Stop. I gotta do this. This is me."
Don't judge me.
That was it.
Oh, man. What games do to us, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we'll wrap it up here. This has been episode 4 of our Last Level Gamescast. I want to thank you guys for hanging out with Jason and Phil. It's what we do. Party time. Phil's on Twitter. Where are you at, Phil?
Phil G1117.
1117.
So difficult.
Yes, and for you Diablo fans, he's also on Blazers New Hope.
Oh God.
Yes. Join him. I am on Twitter. I'm at JROC928. That's JRock928. Don't judge me.
I do.
I'm gonna be streaming a lot of Bloodbourne. Probably between, I want to say it's gonna be around 7 and 8 for about an hour and a half. For the next couple, maybe a week.
Till you get married.
So yeah, no, I'll beat it before then. Yeah, I'm committed to
That's
beating
some
that
high
game.
hopes right there.
Next
That
week,
is like I don't think you can guarantee
so
that.
we'll check it on the podcast next week.
break
But
your
by
disc.
next Friday, I want to be done
I'll
with
break
it.
your disc.
Why would you? It's your disc.
That's not the point.
You just come in,
I'm committed to
just
this.
crying, just. But yeah, follow us on Twitter, like, comment, and subscribe, and we will see you guys next week. Thanks for listening, and deuces. Bye, guys.